Imagine a young man named Leo standing at the foot of a steep mountain, staring up at its towering peak. He always dreamed of climbing it, but the journey itself felt overwhelming. The mountain seemed impossibly high, and the path was covered with thick fog. The wind howled, and Leo wasn't even sure if he was even ready to take on this challenge. His heart raced with doubt. He took a deep breath and gazed at the summit. He could almost see himself reaching the top, but the road to get there seemed too far, too daunting. Yet as he stood there, an elderly man appeared by his side. The man smiled warmly and pointed at the small trail that was at the base of the mountain. "You don't have to climb it all at once," the old man said. He must have been a smoker. "Start with one small step." Leo looked at the tiny path, skeptical but still curious. He hesitated for a moment, but then took the first step. It was easier than he thought. The ground felt firm underfoot, and though at times the climb was challenging, it wasn't as impossible as it seemed from the bottom. With each small step, Leo's confidence began to grow. The fog began to lift just a little, and with every foot he gained, the peak just didn't feel so distant. As Leo continued his climb, he began to realize something important. The small steps, though they seemed insignificant on their own, were adding up. The mountain, once an impossible task, became an achievable goal as long as he kept moving, one step at a time. Leo's story teaches us an important lesson about growth. Success isn't about grand leaps. It's about the consistent, small steps we take every day. Those little actions, repeated over time, compound into significant results. And just like Leo, you can begin today. Let's explore how you can start your own climb and build habits that will lead to lasting success. Developing good habits is the foundation of success and personal growth. As mentioned, it's those small daily actions that compound over time to create significant results. Yet, we often underestimate their power and overestimate the difficulty in creating them. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 tips to develop good habits that can transform your life. Whether you're looking to boost productivity, improve your health, or working towards a goal, these tips will give you the tools to succeed. Tip number 1, start small. Often we get so excited that we set goals that are too big to sustain. For example, we want to start exercising. And so we say, hey, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to go to the gym for 1 hour every single day. We have a tendency to do all or nothing with our habits, which in turn ends up with us accomplishing nothing. And if we could just calm down, stop being in such a rush, and say, you know what? I haven't worked out in 10 years. Instead of going to the gym 1 hour every single day, maybe I'll go on a 20-minute walk every single day. An important thing to remember is as you succeed doing the small things, you build confidence and momentum. And over time, you can increase the intensity and the duration of your habits. But as you're starting, know that small progress is still progress. It's far better than burning out because you've tried to do too much way too soon. Robert Collier says that success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Starting small, it's not just practical, it's powerful. As Robert Collier reminds us, success isn't achieved in grand gestures. When you focus on the small, achievable steps, you remove pressure off of yourself. You remove the pressure of instant perfection and allow the process to unfold naturally. That 20-minute walk you commit to daily isn't just a step forward, it's the foundation of even greater strides to come. Each small effort, no matter how trivial it seems, adds up over time to create something extraordinary. Small habits also help you overcome the initial resistance to change. Think about it. When goals feel manageable, you're less likely to procrastinate. Plus, starting creates the ripple effect. That 20-minute walk might inspire you to make healthier food choices, to sleep better, or to even take up a new hobby because now you're active and you're moving. The beauty of starting small is that it's not overwhelming, and it sets the stage for bigger achievements down the line. Tip 2, make it specific and make it actionable. Good habits thrive on clarity. Vague goals, I want to eat healthier, I want to read more, I want to save money, are hard to act on because they are hard to measure. And if your progress isn't being measured, there's no accountability. Let me rewind that. When you're specific, it's easier to measure progress and stay accountable. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want to do? When will I do it? How will I make it happen? The clearer your plan, the more likely you are to follow through. Being specific, it also allows you to overcome decision fatigue. When you know exactly what to do and when to do it, you begin to remove the mental clutter that comes with indecision. For instance, if your habit is to exercise, having a specific plan like I'll turn on YouTube and do a 20-minute yoga session at 7 a.m. in my living room. A plan like that eliminates all need to figure anything out in the moment. You knew how you were going to do it. You're going to use YouTube. You knew how long you were going to do it. You said 20 minutes. You knew the exercise you were going to do, which is yoga. Let me get my mat out. And you also knew where you were going to do it. I'll just do it in my living room. Simplifying processes makes it easier to stay consistent, and that is in any area of life. Tip 3, create an environment that supports your habits. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your behavior. If you want to build good habits, you need to design an environment that makes it easy to stick to them. For instance, if you want to drink more water, keep a water bottle within arm's reach. If you want to exercise in the morning, lay your clothes out before you go to bed. Setting up your environment also includes removing those things that will make it harder to stick to your habits. If you're trying to reduce your screen time, keep the phone out of the bedroom or set app limits. And I first came across this concept in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. But the key is to make the good habits convenient and the bad habits inconvenient. Your environment should work for you and not against you. I heard a quote the other day that I loved, and the quote said, "Environment is stronger than willpower." We often rely on sheer willpower to stick to our habits. But your environment has a profound influence on your actions. Think about it. If your workspace is cluttered, it's harder to focus on tasks. If your kitchen is filled with unhealthy snacks, choosing nutrition with food becomes a challenge. But when you design an environment that supports your goals, it removes unnecessary resistance and makes the good habit almost automatic. You're no longer fighting against your surroundings. Instead, you're using them to your advantage. Think of your environment as the stage for your habits. A cluttered, chaotic space makes it harder to focus, while clean, organized spaces inspire productivity. Another example, if you're trying to build a reading habit, create a cozy reading nook with a comfortable chair, with good lighting, a place for your coffee, and a stack of your favorite books. On the flip side, if you're trying to cut back on junk food, don't keep chips and chocolate chip cookies in plain sight. I think you got it. When your environment aligns with your intentions, it becomes a powerful ally to your personal growth. Tip 4, use triggers and anchor your habits. In Atomic Habits, James Clear calls this habit stacking, I believe. But one of the best ways to develop new habits is to attach them to something you already do regularly. I've heard it called habit stacking by James Clear, but I've also heard it called triggers. An example of this is if you want to start meditating, you could do it right after brushing your teeth in the morning. The act of brushing your teeth becomes the trigger to your meditation habit. By anchoring your habits to an existing routine, you're less likely to forget and you're more likely to stick to them. Triggers create natural rhythm, making it easier for the new habit to become a part of your life. Anchoring habits also reduces the effort that is required to remember them. It just becomes a natural extension of your day. Tip number 5, track your progress and celebrate your wins, no matter how small they seem. Keeping a record of your habits helps you stay accountable, but it also shows you how far you've come. You can use a journal, you can use an app, or just a simple checklist that you make up. If your goal is to exercise daily, mark an X on your calendar each day that you complete it. And over time, human nature kicks in because you'll begin to see a chain of success that you don't want to break. And don't forget to celebrate the milestones along the way. Reward yourself when you reach a goal, whether it's treating yourself to something special or simply taking a moment to acknowledge your hard work. Positive reinforcement keeps you motivated while reinforcing that your efforts were worth the while. Tracking your progress isn't just about accountability. It's about clarity. Peter Drucker says, what gets measured gets managed. By recording your habits, you see patterns, you identify obstacles, and celebrate achievements. It shifts your mindset from focusing on how far you still have to go to being able to appreciate just how far you've come. Tracking progress also offers valuable insight into what's working and what's not. If you notice gaps in your progress, it's an opportunity to reflect and adjust your approach. Building good habits doesn't just happen overnight, but with these 5 tips, you're well on your way to creating lasting change. Start small, make your habits specific and actionable, create a supportive environment, use triggers to anchor your habit, and track your progress while celebrating your wins. Remember, the journey of personal growth isn't about being perfect, but it does involve consistency. Every small step you take today is a step towards the life you want tomorrow. So what habit will you begin building today? Let me know in the comments below. Change is possible, and it begins with the habits you choose to build. Always remember, the growth is a journey, it's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.